Village staff and members of the public to participate remotely if necessary. As always, any action taken tonight will be conducted by roll call vote. Item 2, Pledge of Allegiance. I will now ask for those present to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Given the audio delay issues, we will ask everyone participating remotely to please keep their microphone on mute during the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Item 3, roll call. Clerk, would you please call the roll? And for those trustees joining us remotely, please acknowledge that you can hear the proceedings.
Jefferson, here. Keen,
Here, and I can hear you.
Malaco,
Here.
Petty, here, Block,
Here.
and Dunn.
Michael's absent tonight.
Okay, great.
Okay. Okay, item 4, public comment. Are there any members of the public that wish to be heard under public comment this evening? If there are members of the public logged into the meeting this evening that wish to speak, please unmute your phone or microphone, state your name and address. And as always, please limit your comments to 3 minutes. If you are on remotely, if you hit *6, it will raise your hand. So do we have any hands out there? No. Anyone on the floor wishing to speak for public comment? Please come up to the podium. State your name and address for the record, please, and sign in. Could you please state your name and address for the record?
My name's Kevin Numbers and I live in Loves Park,
Okay.
5625 Shale Drive.
Okay.
This happened years ago, but I never got the opportunity because I was stopped here at the door and never got to come in and file a complaint or say what I wanted to say, but it did happen 15, 20 years ago. But I'm just now having my say. And I just want to say that you should let everybody come through that door and have their say. If they want to fill out a form, if they want to fill out a complaint, they should be able to do it. And I wasn't able to do it. So I'm here today asking, please let people come in and do that.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else out there that would wish to be heard under public comment? Joe, do we have a hand up?
No, we do not.
We do not? Okay. Public comment going once, public comment going twice, public comment is now gone. Item 5, President's Report. I don't have anything under President's Report tonight, so we'll move right to number 6, Treasurer's Report. Steve, can you please give us a financial report?
Sure. Bills submitted for approval tonight are expenditures per list of $380,621. We have payroll expenses of $185,097, leaving cash on hand in the general checking account of $8,900,071. We have motor fuel expenses tonight of $59,876, leaving cash on hand in the motor fuel fund of $1,197,393.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we have a motion to pay the bills? I'll move. Second by Justin Clark, second by Sue Petty. Any discussion?
Yes, I have a couple of questions. Scott, why are we paying the student group still?
Because we don't have a new one yet. I'll put out I'll do a RFP and get a new consultant on board here for a switch over the website, but until that time, we'll just do.
So when? I didn't hear you.
I didn't say when, that's why you didn't hear it. Probably I think this through, get someone, probably contract someone or bring someone forward for contracting agreement in March. And then however long it takes to develop a new website. We'll have to discuss what the transition is, since it is participation is a new website design. Whether or not the old one stays up during that time, whether or not we need a student participation or anything that, we'll see. But I think probably January, February still with the student.
I would appreciate it if you made this a priority.
Okay.
My second question, hometown holiday expenses. Last time you said you were going to give us a total and give us some information as to what Elevate 15 is bringing to the table. Have you had a chance to do that?
No, then I did at the last meeting. I thought I told you. I think it's $2,100 or $2,500 that they solicited in donations. And they are giving us a check, though I have not received that check yet. Chuck Gilbert stopped in last Wednesday or Thursday and asked if we had received that check yet. He was going to go make sure that that got cut and brought to us. I don't have a full list of who we owe money to necessarily yet. I don't think it's many people left. I think we paid Santa, we paid one of the acoustical musicians. I think we have to pay the men's barbershop choral. And I think we typically make some kind of a donation to each of the schools for their musical participation. I've asked Chuck to give me a list of those people that will require compensation yet, and I don't have that yet.
So going
On
forward,
receipt, I will share it with you.
so going forward, you can build a file so that next year there can be a budget put in place and you don't have to reinvent the wheel, so to speak.
Well, no, we do, but we do review that. Yes, yeah, the answer.
I mean, as far as the costs,
Sure,
you
yeah.
bought all kinds of new supplies, like those plastic billboards or whatever they're called, so that we now have a stockpile of things to use. My last question, what did we get from Region 1 Planning Council for $600 or $1,500? Well, Winges is 900, but for January and March, what is it, 625 by us?
For January.
Region 1 Planning Council,
Yes.
for
absolutely.
January and March, $625.
It gets us participation regionally in planning efforts and gets our projects listed on documents that are authored and endorsed by them. That's one of the main things that we get from them is regional participation in planning and in pursuit of funding opportunities for project hours. Gets our projects out there in the overall consciousness, in the overall world that funds these projects. We sit in a silo without that type of membership or participation. And we probably wouldn't have our projects listed on those plans if we were not a member of R1.
So there is some site I can go to, some document that's printed, something that is distributed, something they communicate.
Correct. So number of them, yes.
So if I just Google them, Roscoe's name will come up sometime.
Yes.
No,
I don't.
I want something tangible for $625.
Okay.
That's all. I want.
We are
something
listed
tangible.
on what's called an S-tip and an F-tip, State Transportation Improvement Plan or Federal Transportation Improvement Plan. Those are authored by them. We are listed also on something called a logistics plan because our projects are eligible for consideration as part of a logistics corridor and a shipping corridor. So there are a number of plans that they maintain that they are authors of. That our projects have been added to as an amendment to the S-tip or F-tip. And we have to, in the past, we have when we've submitted for any kind of grant funding, you're supposed to submit your presence, your acceptance, your I'm not thinking the right word, your adoption into those plans. And so in the past, and sometimes I've had to beg Mike Dunn Jr. to write us a letter that would say, and this is prior to us joining, that if awarded, the project would be deemed eligible and they would take measures to add it to the tip. We would have had to join R1 to do that anyway. Now we're a part of it.
And not wishing to take up any more of your time. Can you just shoot us a memo, like their meetings? Do you attend? When do they have them? That kind of stuff. Just how do they operate?
Okay, I'm going Thursday.
And where do they meet?
They meet at the R1 offices
Which are?
in the Morrissey building.
Any other discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Petty, yes. Gustafson,
Yes.
Malaco,
Yes.
Block.
Yeah.
King.
yes,
Motion carries 5-0. 7.1 consent agenda. There are two items listed under consent agenda, which are 7.1 approval of the December 20th, 22 meeting minutes, and 7.2 authorizing to provide an online access to record village board and committee of the whole meetings, including those previous recorded. And if there are no objections, I'd like to be able to take these up as part of the consent agenda as a whole. Okay, hearing no objections, may I have a motion to approve the items under consent agenda?
so move.
First by Justin Black, second by Anthony King. Any discussion? Clerk call the roll, please.
Block.
Yes.
King,
Yes,
Gustafson,
Yes.
Petty, yes. Malaco.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries 5-0. I got
Administrative standards. What did you say? The Morrissey building? I'm sorry.
I did.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know that it's still called that, but I
Okay,
think that it is.
generally
That's
King.
what I call that. 127 North Wyman.
thank you.
Item 8, motion and resolutions, final action. 8.1, approval of ordinance 2023-01, making appropriation for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2023 and ending December 31st, 2023. Before we vote on this appropriation ordinance, I want to address that one item I would like to see included. I have had a couple of meetings with 50 North, and they're a registered 501c3 organization that has been working with several years now with the service of our senior population. Our neighboring communities have been making contributions toward the operating expenses for years, and I think it's time that we uphold and do the same thing with us. I asked Scott to include $3,000 for the 2023 budget, but I noticed after going through everything that it had not made it into the actual budget.
I forgot.
I would like to have someone make a motion to put that $3,000 in there for 50 North. Good, please. So moved. First by Stacy Malaco. Can I have a second, please?
second,
Second by Justin Flock. Any discussion?
Yes. These Johnny-come-lately additions to the budget do not give us an opportunity to thoroughly discuss the pros and cons of a proposal. And it sends all the information and everybody scurrying to update everything at the last minute. Secondly, this organization has never provided us with any information as to the level of services it provides to Roscoe residents. And to throw money at this organization without any idea of what they use it for, other than to provide refreshments up at the thing in Rockton, because I do get their email, is a waste of taxpayer money. But more importantly, the process. We have gone through and spent a lot of time on this budget, and have something thrown at us at the last meeting when you're supposed to approve it is not the way to do business.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm done.
Any other discussion?
I get their emails and it says everything that they do. I get them monthly,
Right,
so I don't agree with your statement.
crafts and refreshments.
Any other discussion? Clerk call the roll, please.
King,
yes,
Gustafson,
No.
Petty, no. Malaco,
Yes.
Block.
Motion carries 3-2. 8.2, approval of 2023-R01.
Let me try and clear. We did, that was a motion to amend. Was that, we did
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And we also motion to approve then.
Okay,
We could do that.
all right. We also need a motion to approve.
So moved.
First by
Second.
Stacy Malco, second by Anthony King. Any discussion? Clerk call the roll, please. Thank you, Joe.
Malaco,
Yes.
King,
yes,
Gustafson,
No.
Petty, no. Block.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-2. Thank you. Item 8.2, approval of 2023-R01. Approval of resolution authorizing the purchase of a Caterpillar 926M small wheel loader and for the price of $192,500. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
First by Anthony King, second by Stacy Malco. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Gustafson,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Bach,
Yes.
Malco.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried.
Just 1 second, please. I'd like to circle back. The motion to add the 3,000 expenditure went through. But do we not have to go through and vote on the total appropriation?
Which we did.
You did.
We did.
But then did that
That's-
do
That
it?
was part of it.
Okay.
That was the second part of it.
Welcome. Item 9, new business. I don't believe we have anything on new business tonight. I don't have anything. Anybody got anything on new business?
No.
I said
Yes,
new business.
yes, new business. I'd like to request of the clerk, going forward, when roll is done, if anyone is attending remotely, that it be designated in the minutes, that person is remote.
Mhm.
Let's see, anything else under new business? Item 10, old business. I don't have anything under old business. Anthony, you got something you want to do with the engineer? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'd like to,
Brandon. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'd
Anthony.
like to request that we amend the agenda for the second meeting of the month, that under old business, this becomes a part of our old business report out to our constituents and the public. That way, it's a line item that we don't forget to update on the second meeting.
Yeah, actually, I normally have a note here on mine, to be honest with you, Tony. But yeah, I don't have.
Standing report on roll.
Yeah, I don't have a problem doing that. We can have a standing thing in the second meeting of the month. That's
I
not a problem.
appreciate that. Yeah,
Oh, that's not a problem. Not at all.
thank you.
Yo, you're welcome. Anything else under old business? Let's see, item 11, public comment. Once again, anyone remaining members of the public, either present or logged in to the meeting this evening, wish to speak, please limit your comments to 3 minutes. If anyone is logged in right now, if you hit *6, it'll raise your hand and Joe can let you in. Joe, is there any hands up?
Sure not, no.
Okay, anyone on the floor wishing to speak for public comment? Okay. Public comment going once, public comment going twice. Comment is now on. Item 12, executive session. I don't see the need for an executive session tonight.
I'd like to make a motion. We go into executive session for 2 purposes: contract negotiation update and personnel.
And we don't have a contract updation right now at all.
You have absolutely no information to give us as to proposals that were pitched. What the counter was saying that for 2 months, 3 months, there was absolutely no
Actually, it
meeting, no
was-
conversation.
You could just hold your thought a second. I'll answer your question to a point that I can. First of all, the gentleman who we have been dealing with is very, very sick. So it took him a considerable amount of time to get back to us. We are still in the middle of waiting for information back. That's why I was about to say that I do know for our next meeting, we definitely will be going into executive session because we should have those type of things. And we'll probably have some information also in regards to some other scenarios with personnel. And at this time, those things are not finalized yet, or even remotely close to knowing everything that we need to know. So really, it make more sense to go into an executive session for the next meeting, because we literally should have everything that we need to discuss both of those things, possibly even the third thing. But so, that's really where we're at. We don't have it back. So until we get it back, it's really not gonna make much sense.
I just want to,
But
only because it's been brought up, otherwise I wouldn't have brought it up. But it's, I just like. At 6:11 PM, so that recently I've been notified that we will now have a new FOP field agent.
okay, thank you very much.
So,
Which I didn't know that we were gonna.
I found out at 6:11.
Yeah, so,
So
which is a good thing then. So then we can finalize and get our things, moving forward.
anyway, I'll need to reach out to the new field agent tomorrow. Pick this up. Wherever it was left off before.
Exactly. So,
But that's from the fraternal order police.
so hopefully 2 weeks from now, we then can have a dialogue intelligently in regards to that.
So is a conversation about a retirement celebration a subject for open conversation or executive session?
Executive session, please,
Okay,
because there's
because
gonna
that
be
is
some
a place
there's
that I
some
want to
personal-
go.
personal things with that, and I understand, but it's not finalized yet, so I would just assume wait until the end of this week, we should know a little bit better, and then by the next meeting, we should be able to just lay it
Just
all
wanted
out.
to make sure that we were on task so that we're not planning it the last minute.
Oh, no, we won't be. Nope, not at all. Okay,
Is your motion with John then? Or-
Sure.
Oh, I meant to make sure we,
yeah,
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I will
All
withdraw
right.
the motion
hanging motions.
pending 2 weeks from today.
There you go.
not, naturally, if there's something that we can have a conversation via memo and have a recourse and suggestions and stuff, we'll definitely do that between now and then.
It'll be 3 weeks from today. Because it's the 31st is 2
Oh, is
weeks.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That actually would help that whole scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, motion for adjournment.
So moved.
First by Sue Petty, can I have a second?
Second,
Second by Anthony Payne, got it in there. Clerk call the roll.
Clock,
Yes.
Malaco,
Yes.
King,
yes.
Gustafson. Yes. Petty. Yes.